Hi everybody, welcome back to Sunday Stretch. Today all you're going to need is a wall to practice with. You might want to bring a blanket or a cushion to class as well, or if you have a bolster, I'd recommend having that nearby just in case. So this practice is going to be great if you've been on your feet all week, maybe just want to wind down from a busy weekend, and it will be a good relief for your low back and will also help to calm your nervous system. So we're going to start standing, but we're going to use the wall straight away here. So bring your feet roughly hip width apart. Hands are going to be placed on your wall, and you're going to try and make about a 90-degree angle with your body here. So you can walk your hands a little bit further down, walk your feet a little bit further back if you need to. Have a slight bend in your knees. And keep your low belly drawing in towards your spine first of all, lengthening through the crown of your head. Imagine that you're pressing away from the wall. So we're active in the arms, we're a little bit more active in the legs here. Keep the crown of your head reaching forward so you're not dropping your neck. And we're going to think cat-cow as we move here. So as you inhale, you're going to drop your rib cage down, maybe gaze towards the wall, tailbone is reaching towards the sky. And exhale, round your spine, crown of your head reaches down, chin tucks, tailbone reaches down. Nice, so inhale to drop your belly, and exhale to round. And this can be really, really small and slow. Or if you'd like to do a little bit of a wiggle, you can start to make big circles with your hips. So just feeling into your spine here, feel free to get a little bit weird, a little bit curious about how you're feeling, keeping that soft bend in your knees as you move. Nice, so just take a couple more rounds here. Lovely, and then from here come into a forward fold, releasing your hands down. Crown of your head relaxes down towards the earth. And just soften your knees. Feel free to wiggle a little bit from side to side. Do whatever feels best for you. You can bend both knees generously and then gently straighten them up. Nice, and from here, we're going to slowly come all the way onto our bums. So gently coming down. And now we're going to pop our legs up the wall. So for this, I would recommend using a little blanket underneath your hips or a cushion. You can also use your bolster if you have one handy. If you don't have any of those props, don't worry, you don't need to use them at all. So if you're using the bolster or a cushion, I recommend just bringing that a little bit further away from the wall. Come to sit onto your prop. And from here, you're going to swing your legs up the wall. So we'll start with either hip against the wall, it doesn't matter. And then everybody just gently rock your legs up towards the ceiling and wiggle yourself around as much as you need to when you get into this posture. You might want to keep your hips a little bit further away from the wall. You might want your hips flush against the wall and your legs reaching up towards the ceiling. If at any point this feels really uncomfortable in your body, it's not relaxing, please just come out of it and come to lie flat on your back. You can also pop your a blanket, roll up a blanket underneath your knees if you're lying down, or pop your cushion underneath your knees. Feel free to open up your arms nice and wide. You can bring your hands behind the crown of your head. And just let your hips sink down into whatever they are on. Imagine your femur bone getting sucked into its socket. So dropping down into the socket. Everything's heavy. Feel the blood gently running the opposite direction. This is such a good practice if you have been on your feet all day. This is great if you have any low back pain. This is also really nice for reducing any tension in the head. And what we're doing here is we're allowing the blood to drain the opposite direction, increasing that blood flow into the heart, taking away a little bit of pressure from your heart. I invite you here to begin to breathe a little bit deeper and fuller, longer breaths in and longer breaths out. Stay really present with your breath. This is a lovely pose to stay in, for 5 to 15 to 20 minutes. You can really stay here for as long as you'd like. But for this practice, we will stay here for a couple of more breaths. Nice, and keeping your legs reaching up. If you have your hands behind your head, go ahead and bring them down. You're just going to gently open up your legs a little bit wider here. Okay, so wider than hip width apart. And what I invite you to do is just let gravity do the work. You're going to bring your hands to your thighs, to the outsides of your thighs there, to just support your legs. They can go really as wide as you would allow them to, so just let gravity gently pull them down. As long as there's no strain in your inner thighs, if there is, just go ahead and bring them out of the posture a little bit. Continuing your deep breaths, breathing down into your belly, feeling that gentle rise and fall. Keeping the skin of your face soft, your jaw soft. Nice, take one more breath cycle here. Keep your legs wide. Slowly bring your feet to the wall, flush against the wall, so your knees are nice and wide. For this one, I'm going to invite you, if you have your blanket, keep your blanket there. If you have your pillow or your bolster, go ahead and lift your hips up and just place them to the side. We're going to want our hips a little bit lower for this, but also walk back. No graceful way to do this, so that your knees are roughly over your hips. So we're a little bit further away from the wall than we were before. Knees are still nice and wide. So think Malasana yogi squat for this, but we're using the wall. Bring your hands to the outsides of your thighs to gently support your knees here and support your legs. Feeling this gentle opening through the hips. Keep breathing deep, staying present with the breath, present with your body and any sensations that are coming up. And all of these positions you can really stay in for as long as you would like. Feel free to just pause the video at any time and just stay until you're ready to move on. Nice, take one more breath cycle here. Lovely, and then gently walk your feet together here, bringing your knees together. Gently hug your knees in towards your chest, rock gently side to side, massaging through your low back. Allowing your knees to fall to the right, supine twist. Opening up through both arms, or maybe just your left. You can keep your chin in line with your chest, or gaze over that left shoulder. Even gaze over your right shoulder if you would like to stretch out through your left side of your neck. Keeping everything soft, allowing your body to melt down. Cherishing every breath and every moment that you have with yourself here. As much as these classes are about stretching out through your body and your mind, it's also really about you spending time with yourself. Gifting yourself this time to just be. Slowly bring your knees back to center and then let them fall to the other side, finding your supine twist here. Seeing how quickly you can drop in, soften out your body and soften your breath. Take one more deep breath in. Stay here for your exhale as you slowly bring your knees back to center. Nice, and we're just gonna move away from the wall here, so feel free to lie on your back for your Shavasana. Feel free to come into a comfortable seated position of your choice. And take your time to just stay in stillness, just allowing the practice to soak into you. Capturing any magic that came up on the mat, that you cultivated on the mat. Or really just allowing yourself to be in stillness, just watching the breath, feeling into your body. And thank you so much for sharing your time and your energy with me. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and take really good care of yourself. I'll see you next time.